Welcome, Eula. How are you doing?
I'm ready. Thanks so
Uh,
much for having me. I really appreciate being with you.
you are most welcome. So, how has your day been today? I bet it's been like mine. Crazy, right?
Exactly. Hectic.
Very hectic. Well, for our audience, could you just introduce yourself to us, please?
Okay, my name is Eula Murray-Hylton, and I've lived in Lauderhill for over 25 years. And I love my city. Um, and about 10 years ago, I saw a need for having something that would reach teenagers. A lot of people were doing stuff with younger kids, and they said you always have to start young with kids. But I felt that the teenagers were being neglected because their parents weren't as in touch with them, and because they were grown and they didn't need supervision or should have supervision, um, that there was a need to get them involved, thinking about their future, thinking about careers, talking about things that affect them in school, outside of school, social pressures, etc. And so I started the Today Project of South Florida, and we've been going strong for the last 10 years with a brief intermission when COVID came, of
Of
course.
course, of course. So that is sounds like a great idea that you came up with. What exactly is the 2 day project, and what's coming up very, very soon?
Okay, so the 2 day project is designed to really engage teenagers and youth and allow them to express themselves, whether it be in groups or we always have some great motivational speakers. And we do have an event coming up May 11th,
Mhm.
and the event is going to be at West Kenlark Park, and I am so excited about it. And I'm even more excited that we have Representative Darrell Campbell as our guest speaker.
Ah, so what can people expect during the day?
Well, actually, after a brief 20 minutes or so, we ask the parents to leave the children and adults unless they are speakers or they're volunteering, because then it becomes a zone for the kids. Totally.
Right,
And
right.
during the day, we'll have the guest speaker. We always start out with the guest speaker.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, we will go into other activities. Sometimes we have people coming in to talk a little bit about finances and banking for young people who might be opening their first bank account. And we usually have PD around, and they get involved somewhere during the day, either in the sessions later on with the girls in one session and the boys in another session. And in between all of that is a lot of fun. We
All
always
right.
we're having our usual 5-on-5 basketball game
Mhm.
with prizes attached. We have a 3 point challenge. We have a skills challenge in basketball, and it's really a lot of fun. And we also have what we call a mind and body relay, where you're not only winning because you can get to the other side faster, but you have to answer certain questions. So it's a combination of having to answer questions and getting physical exercise. So it's great.
That's good. That's good. Dr. Kim is in the background here. She said, "This sounds awesome, Yola." Um, visiting.
I
So,
think so. And we've stood the test of time. I can't believe we're still around in 10 years.
so you started 10 years ago. Um, talk about why there are times where you separate the girls from the boys. You mentioned that.
I think that that's very relevant because I think that young people need to be comfortable and be able to express themselves. And that's why we don't allow parents in, as well as, there's certain things the girls are not going to talk about in front of the boys and vice
Hmm.
versa. So we always have someone uh, that is going to take the girl session,
Hmm.
naturally a woman, and someone who's going to take the boy session, and and over the years we've had some great people that you probably would know who have
Okay.
come and taken that session and just had a frank and honest conversation about what teenagers face these days. And they face a lot, believe me. There's
Right.
a lot of social pressures.
Yeah.
There is a lot, even up to this evening. I heard of someone was on the phone with someone that said that they couldn't come over where they were because they were busy trying to talk a young teen off of a building who
Wow.
commit suicide.
Wow. That's
And
really.
that's pretty dark. And we don't
Mhm.
usually go that dark,
Yes.
but it that's what is possible.
Hmm.
And I also find it curious that a lot of times when we ask them to get up to say their name or talk a little bit about themselves or ask them a question, you would not believe rather, how many of them, sort of are shy and
Yeah.
started out on the road with their friends, they are talkative. But when it comes to being an environment, a more structured environment, they panic a little, and some of
Um,
them are very reluctant to speak.
okay.
And that alone, one of my great friends who always volunteers, Valerie Parker, she said it, if you can't stand up and say your name and say who you are and make people recognize you, then that in itself can be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us where it's going to be and the date and the place and again the details.
Okay. So it's going to be at West Kenlark Park. You have it on your screen there, and it starts at 9:30. I've tried to start it earlier, but young people just don't want to get up. So I have gave up on the 8:30 thing because I thought we
Right?
could
On a
always
weekend too? Come on, give them a break.
right. It's just not going.
Yeah.
And then it usually ends a little after lunchtime, maybe in the 2 o'clock hour.
All right.
Sometimes we go a little over if it's good.
All right.
Um,
And you said it's at the West Kenlock Park, right?
right
What's the
in
address for that?
Lauderhill. Yeah.
Yeah, the address.
So
Do you know the address? Because I can't
uh
see. 1321.
yes,
It looks like Northwest Third Avenue in
yes,
Lauderhill.
Northwest Third Avenue.
All right. And he said it's
And
from 9:30 till
yeah.
about 2.
And also, I want to encourage. Last year we did this, and I want to do it again in a different way. If there's any young people out there between the ages of 13 to 23, and they have artwork that they've done, and they want to exhibit it, they're welcome to do that. They can use the QR code on the flyer that you have on the screen
Uh-huh.
and register, and they can bring their artwork to display. And there will be a best in show prize. So, and
Nice.
they'll also get an opportunity if someone wants to buy it to sell their art.
Now, even though it's in Lauderhill, it's not just for Lauderhill residents, right?
Um, Over the years, we've had non-Lauderhill residents, but we try to encourage as many kids in Lauderhill because you try to take care of home
Home
first
first,
before
of
you go
course.
out. But yes, over the years, because we have young people that have friends from other cities and they bring them, they come as a group and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
we have no problem with non-residents now.
Hmm. Okay. And how much is it?
Free.
It's free. We love free.
Yes, we love
It's
free,
free.
and we love to be able. The prizes range anywhere from $50 to $75. We also give away a
Ooh.
laptop as a door prize, and
Ooh.
we have a full lunch, and so
Okay. We have a
it's
we have a we have a
free.
question. It's free. That's awesome. Um, do you have a website or a URL that we can easily put in?
I don't have the website up right now. I just
Hmm.
have primarily relied on Facebook. I've been
Okay.
so busy, I had to
If
take down
people,
my website to redo it, so I
I don't
haven't
know.
had a chance
That's
to
all
do
right.
it. But
Do people register like on YouTube what's it called, Eventbrite or anything, or on Facebook?
no, just the QR code. It
Just
takes
the
you
group.
directly to a form,
Okay.
and you can fill that out. And as many young people as I lowered the rate, the age group. It used to be 13 to 23, but I lowered it to 12 because
Okay.
I had a lot of parents saying, "Look, my child is very mature. They're experiencing a lot of different things, and we feel that they would benefit from it." So I allow it, but my disclaimer is I don't want any parent to feel uncomfortable, because we do talk about serious issues.
Right.
We don't play
Gotcha.
around, and some of those serious issues now have to do with crime, have to do with truancy, not going to school, dropping out, and that's the children and the young people we're targeting. That
Okay.
we want to send the message that even if you mess up, it doesn't mean the end, that you can't reboot and that you can't follow your path. And most of them, you'd be surprised, they have a dream of something they want to do. They just don't believe that it can come true.
Hmm.
And we try to tell them, otherwise, if you set your mind to something, you can make it.
Well, we're wrapping up now. It sounds like an excellent program. It's free. It's in Lauderhill, of course. All good things on Lauderhill TV. So I really appreciate you for coming on today. Any final words before I let you go?
Just if you have any young people in your life, and especially people that you think could benefit from this, don't hesitate to register. And I guarantee most of my participants never leave saying, "Oh, this was terrible," or "they were bored." Nothing like that. They usually really have a good time.
All right, perfect. Thanks again, Eula. I will see you again very soon. I would love for you to come back and talk about your business, your insurance company, and whatever, and the fact that you're also a HOA president and so forth. So I welcome you back. All right. Have a good
Okay, thanks
night.
for the opportunity. Have
No
a good
problem.
evening, everyone. And
Take care.
register some young people, 13,
Right.
12 to 23.
All right.
Okay,
Take
then. Thank
take care
you.
for now.